So example number 1. This highlights learning target number 1.2a. So into what set of real numbers, so again we're looking at real numbers, should the result of adding, highlight that adding, that means that we can apply the closure property, of adding 4.5 and 27/4 be categorized. So into what set could it be categorized? So why don't you hit pause, see if you can work through this example, and then when you come back, I will be working through this. So what is the set classification of 4.5? Well, 4.5 is a decimal, meaning it is either rational or irrational. Irrational numbers either do not terminate or do not repeat. In this case, we see that 4.5 does terminate. That leads us to conclude that 4.5 is a rational number. So what is the set classification of 27/4? Well, notice that 27/4 is not a decimal. It is actually a fraction. But when we look closer at the definition of rational numbers, it says that if you have a number in the form of a divided by b, where a is an integer and b is an integer, then a rational number is a number that when written in decimal form will result in a terminating or repeating decimal. So what we have to do is we have to look, is 27 an integer? Yes. Is 4 an integer? Yes. So we have an integer divided by an integer. So if we convert that to a decimal by taking 27 and dividing it by 4, that is equal to 6.75. Now we can answer the question of what set classification is 27/4. Well, written in decimal form it is 6.75. 6.75 is a terminating decimal. Therefore, we can say that 27/4 is also a rational number. Now, at this point, we're asked the question, what is the resulting sum of 4.5 and 27/4? Well, using a calculator or working it in your head, we have 4.5 sum means plus 27/4. The answer is 11.25. 11.25 is a terminating decimal. Therefore, we have another rational number. Looking at the last question, what is the set classification of the resulting sum? There's a couple of things. One, we can look at the resulting sum being, in this case, 11.25. The resulting sum is a rational number, which we have already stated in the previous question. But if we were to have skipped all the way down, we were to have looked at the two numbers being added, the 4.5, and 27/4, and realized that they're both rational numbers, we could have answered the question, what is the set classification, without even having done the math to get the resulting sum, because we know that because of the closure property, that's the why, the closure property. Because of the closure property, we know that any two numbers from the same set that are added together will result in a number that is contained within that set. So a rational number added to another rational number will result in another rational number. That is your why, the closure property, and that it holds for addition.